It was supposed to be a peaceful night, just another evening in the quiet, secluded house Sarah had recently moved into. But something felt off. The wind howled, the shadows shifted unnaturally, and then there was a knock at the door, a knock that would change everything. When Sarah opened it, there was no one, just the cold breeze, carrying with it the faint scent of something burnt. But what she found on the doorstep was a chilling message. You shouldn't have stayed. Curiosity gnawed at her, but the creeping unease didn't let go. The house, once charming, now felt like it was alive, its very walls holding secrets. The silence was unsettling, punctuated only by the creaks of the old floorboards. She dismissed it as nerves, but something felt wrong. Something was out there. Suddenly, the wind picked up again, rattling the windows. Sarah turned towards the hallway, catching a glimpse of something moving in the shadows. A shape too human to be natural. It darted just out of sight. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest. She wasn't imagining it. It was real. The doorbell rang, shattering the tense silence. Who could be out there at this hour? Hesitantly, Sarah opened the door, but no one was there. The wind howled again, tugging at the edges of the door. That's when she noticed it, a small piece of paper caught in the breeze, fluttering to her feet. She bent down and picked it up with shaking hands. It read, "You shouldn't have stayed." Fear crawled up her spine. This wasn't a prank. Something was following her, and it wasn't just the wind or shadows. She could feel it, watching her, lurking just beyond her reach. The door slammed shut, and she rushed to bolt every window. But no matter how much she locked everything down, the house felt unsafe. She could almost hear the walls whispering. As Sarah moved through the house, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. "Sarah?" The voice was soft, just a murmur, but it wasn't the wind this time. It was real, coming from deep within the house. She froze, the hairs on the back of her neck standing up. She ran up the stairs, trying to escape the suffocating darkness. Her feet hit the stairs with each step, but the eerie whisper followed her, getting louder with every turn. She reached her bedroom and slammed the door behind her, panting. The whispers surrounded her, rising from the floorboards, from the cracks in the walls, all calling her name. "Sarah? Sarah?" The air thickened. The temperature dropped. She was no longer alone. The sound of something dragging across the floor broke the tension. Slowly, deliberately, it moved closer. Her pulse quickened as the floorboards groaned under the weight of something massive. Sarah turned to the door. Nothing. The room grew darker, the shadows deeper. But she felt it. Something was there, watching her from the other side of the door. The dragging stopped. She held her breath, frozen in place, eyes locked on the dark doorway. She didn't dare move. The silence hung heavy in the air, but only for a moment. Then a growl, deep, guttural, and far too close. Her heart raced. The door slammed open. A scream ripped from Sarah's throat as she scrambled backward, but there was no time to escape. The creature stepped forward, a twisted figure with limbs contorted in impossible angles. Its face, a grotesque mask of anguish, grinned at her. It wasn't just something. It was ancient, evil, and it had been waiting for her. Her vision blurred. Her mind spun. She couldn't look away as the shadowy figure advanced, its eyes locking with hers, its mouth stretching into a wicked grin. And then, with one final, horrifying growl, it reached for her. The last thing Sarah saw before the darkness took her was the creature's twisted smile. Then nothing. The house stood silent once more, the wind howling through the trees. But the whispers never stopped. They echoed inside the walls, waiting for the next soul foolish enough to enter. And the house, it was still alive, still watching, still waiting.